Okay, lads, welcome to the stream. Had to do gonna do a quick reaction type of live stream for for what's just being given to us in terms of the new scoring matrix. My computer's not working very well, so I'm not sure what's going on here. But yeah, hope we're all doing well. Just trying to set everything up. The pink goat's in. Finn, what's going on, boys? Just trying to get everything ready, and then you'll be able to see my screen and stuff. Sorry. Yeah, hope we're going well. Shaka Boom's in the building. I'm not enjoying how my internet's playing around with me right now. Not sure if I can do anything about it either, to be honest. But yeah, Jardy's in the building as well. Hi, Harry. Surprised to see you live so early. Yeah, I'm live, to be fair, just to react to this these matrix changes, basically. So yeah. The pink code, anyone got a summary of what changes have been made? We're going to go through all the changes, to be fair, in the video or in this live stream, to be fair. So yeah, we'll go through them, see what we think is going to benefit certain players, see what's going to affect other players negatively, I guess, and positionally as well. So yeah, we'll get all that going. And yeah, 2 seconds. Okay. But yeah, hope we're all doing well. 2 seconds, almost done. Well, actually, you could probably say I am done, to be fair. Okay, let's get this on the screen. Yeah, I wouldn't say there's like massive changes. There's obviously a few that's going to really affect certain positions. Maybe maybe some players won't really be that affected, but for the most part, I do think it is going to have a bit of an effect on most positions. What's Jargy saying? I think the changes mostly benefit the strong teams that can pass around and keep a clean sheet. Yeah, from what I've seen so far, Jargy, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing as well. Yeah, that's kind of the summary of things, to be fair. Okay, so let's just read through this. We listened to your feedback, dug out the data, blah, 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 and excited to reveal the new scoring matrix for this upcoming season. It will go live in game week 300, though, so it won't go live straight away. We're in game week, what are we in now? Game week 291, I think. Yeah. Game week 291 is live, so 9 game weeks from now, effectively, these changes will go live. So yeah, like they say, they're giving us a month to study our teams, review the transfer targets, and adapt. We updated the scoring matrix to 1, improve the scoring system to more accurately reflect real life player performance, fix the imbalance between centre backs and fullbacks. That's something that's been a problem for a long time, to be fair. Martin Cooper, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. And then update the goalkeeper scores to accurately reflect real life performances. So yeah, there's always been that, the possession loss situation with goalkeepers that hasn't been ideal. So I'm pretty sure those have been rectified. With these changes, we aim to have similar score distributions across all positions, not meaningfully impact current score averages. 95% of players' new scores will be within a plus or minus two range, basically, of their current scores, which doesn't sound too drastic. I'm not sure how. I mean, they've run the numbers. I'm not going to question their numbers, but I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe that is correct. Have no single stat in the all-round score contribute to the majority of scores. An overview of the main changes. So decisive scores. We've received your feedback on decisive scores. It is questionable the way negative decisive actions were scored. It is contradictory to stack positive decisive actions, but not negative. For example, a player getting a red card and conceding a penalty could still have a chance to score a decent score. The updated scoring matrix will now stack and add to negative levels. So example one, we've got a player that concedes one penalty and receives a red card will end up on level -2. So level -2 is 5 points. Okay. A player that concedes 2 penalties and receives a red card will end up on level 3, which is 0 points. Okay. Makes sense. Nice and easy to to understand that, I guess. Okay, goalkeepers. We've received your feedback on goalkeeper scores. Goalkeepers are penalized when they lose possession, but not rewarded for accurate passes. David Taylor's in the building as well. David, what's going on, mate? Goalkeepers are not penalized enough when they concede goals, particularly when they concede 3 or more. Yeah, that was a bit of a flaw in the matrix, wasn't it? If a team scored 5 against your keeper, then he was obviously only being penalized for the first 3 goals that have gone in. Obviously, he would have got 1 negative decisive, but for the next 2 goals, the 4th and the 5th, nothing effectively happened to his score, unless he had an error led to goal, I guess. And then it's difficult for goalkeepers to reach very high scores of 80 plus. The updated scoring matrix will reward accurate passes, 0.1 points, and successful third final passes, 0.5 points. Okay, penalized 3 points for each goal conceded. Conceding 3 goals will remain a negative decisive score. So, Chargy said Neuer to the moon. Yeah, that kind of sums it up quite well. So that's basically saying if a team loses, let's say a team loses 3-0, that means they're going to lose 9 points for the 3 goals, and then they're going to have a negative decisive for the 3 goals, right? So you're looking at like, what's that? -25, -9, -34 points, kind of. Is that right? Yeah, that's pretty big. Obviously, that's not taking into account any passes or saves or anything. But yeah, in terms of how many points you will lose for conceding goals, if you concede 3 goals in one game, that's 3 times 3, and then the negative decisive, which is is it -20 or -25? It's technically 25, isn't it? 20, sorry. Yeah, 20 plus 9, I think. Maybe I'm butchering it myself. Let me know if I've got that wrong in the comments. Increase points for scoring actions, saves inside the box, and good high claim and punches. Okay, so this is the breakdown. So we're looking at yellow card hasn't changed. Fouls has changed. So if a keeper gives away a foul, that's now -1 points. Jargy says, yeah, -29. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, David says correct. -34 is heavy. Yeah, I thought it was. Is it not 30? Yeah, is it not 29? I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering it. Fred says you'd end up on 6 points conceding 3 if you did absolutely nothing else. Okay, yeah, so it is 29. Makes sense. Okay, so changes to accurate pass. So before you were not getting any points for accurate pass. I don't remember that was a thing, but apparently you got no points, which is interesting. And now you get 0.1 for that, and then you also get 0.5 for accurate final third passes. So as a goalkeeper, if you've got a tall striker or tall wingers, and they obviously head the ball on or whatever, you're basically getting 0.6 points effectively, I think. And then saves, shots saved from inside the box has doubled. So that's now 2 points instead of 1, which seems fair, good. Good high claim is now 1.5. So his punches doesn't seem like a massive change there, but it's an increase. We'll take it. And then cross not claimed is now -3 rather than -5. I think that's fair, to be honest. That happens. It happens, but when it does happen, you don't want to be minusing 5 points from a goalkeeper's score. And then keeper sweepers being nerfed to 3 points. I think that's fair. Keeper sweepers were kind of OP in terms of like that as a 5-pointer. I think 3's a lot more fairer. Nathan says, you go from 35 to 15 for conceding 3 goals and then -9. Yeah, so you get 6. Okay, that makes sense. And then goals conceded now is a -3 rather than 0, like we were obviously mentioning there. Yeah, that's big. I think that's huge. Like Jargy says, Neuer, like these high-end keepers are only going to get more expensive. Let's get up Sorare data. Yeah, I'm just worried now that like the gap between like really good like just goalies in general are just going to be ridiculous. Let's just have a look. Let's just filter through and see what we're looking at. So like Courtois, not that they weren't good anyway, they obviously were ridiculous, but they're just probably going to get even better, really. Yeah, I mean, Neuer we already mentioned, but he hasn't really come up yet. Diego Costa for Porto, I'm hoping can kind of come good. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a gap. I can foresee it now. Pasveer for Ajax if he is number 1. Jargy says Alisson is nuts. Yeah, Alisson could be crazy actually, couldn't it? That could be really, really wild. Donnarumma as well, depending on how good PSG are at the back. I imagine pretty good. So that's going to be interesting as well. Yeah, this is gonna change strategy for some people quite a lot. But what can you really do? Okay, so that's goalkeepers out of the way. Yeah, Nathan says sorry, data changes haven't been implemented. Yeah, I knew they weren't implemented, Nathan. I was just having a look at what goalkeepers that came to my mind when I thought of good goalkeepers that are going to get a boost from this effectively, and then the keepers that are kind of going to get nerfed in terms of like conceding goals every game but getting high AA scores is kind of a thing of the past in a weird way. Even though some of the goalkeeper actions are higher now, the fact that if you're conceding 2 goals on average a game, it's -6 points, which is a lot. It's equal to what 2 or 3 saves or whatever. So yeah, I'd be interested to see how that sort of plays out. What's this? David Taylor, under 23 goalkeepers could be impacted massively. You could pick up any. You used to be able to pick up any who are starters, but some of the ones on less dominant teams could be getting like 10 to 15 a game, which isn't good enough. Yeah, that is very, very true. I actually filmed an under 23 video this morning, like a budget, what sort of limited team I could build with £500. And yeah, the goalkeepers on offer they're just not great. And it's almost becoming a thing where like if you don't have the money to like buy good goalkeepers under 23 wise, it's just looking pretty bleak. Like the players I was kind of looking at were, in terms of like the cheap goalies, it was Gaten Cook, wherever he is. I'm not sure where he is yet. I was looking at DH, but obviously he's probably going to die now after this update. With the amount of goals Serene concede. Menzel concedes all the time. That could be less than ideal. Genk don't really keep that many clean sheets, to be fair. So Van der Voort might get nerfed. I'm not sure where Cook is, but yeah, there he is. Gaten Cook. Michelin always seemed to concede. He seemed to do well, but he just bless me. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. Chargy says my pulse scam just got even worse. Alves, can Donna get even more expensive? Seems like he's going to be. Bless me. As soon as I come on stream, I start sneezing. I haven't sneezed all day. Okay, 7.5, 5.5 ETH. Wow. Went for 4.8 yesterday. What's cost of flying in that? He's got to be something similar, hasn't he? Maybe a bit less. Yeah, 4.9, 5s. Okay. Yeah, very similar. Okay, defenders. We received your feedback on defenders. Fullbacks get lower scores than centre backs. Lost possession are too strongly penalised. Conceded goals are not impacting defenders' scores enough. Defenders get too many points by performing a lot of easy, accurate passes during a game. The updated scoring matrix will reduce the penalty for possession lost from 1 to 0.6. This sounds huge, almost like a 50% deficit. Oh, it's a 40%. Reduce the bonus of accurate passes from 0.1 to 0.08 and successful final third passes from 0.5 to 0.4. So even though fullbacks are getting a boost in terms of defenders in general are getting a boost from possession loss going from 1 to 0.6, final third passes, which is probably, going to be affecting fullbacks most, they're getting a nerf on their final third passes. Only 20% though. Increase the penalty for a conceded goal from 2 points to 4. That's big. That is really big. Increase the bonus of attempted assists from 2 to 3. So fullbacks again get a bit of a boost. So overall, after those 4 points, fullbacks are way more usable now, for sure. And then, if you're a defender on a team that concedes goals, that is just not ideal, is it? You concede 3 goals, that's 12 points where it was only 6 before. It's big. Georgie, the biggest problem with defenders is now the -4 on goals conceded against strong team benefit. I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, it does reflect real life performances. Like, the better players should be the most expensive. They should score the best, if that makes sense. So maybe this is now not evening out the playing field, but just making the gaps between really good players on really good teams performing really well, way different than your average Joe, if that makes sense. David says, someone on Twitter just said fullbacks are looking at around 2 to 5 points additionally. Okay, interesting. Thought it'd be higher than that maybe, but yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here's the actual matrix itself. Okay, so yellow cards aren't changing. Fouls are going from 1 to 2, which is kind of interesting. Error led to shot from 1 to 5. That's big. Even if the shot is rubbish, you're getting penalized 5 points. I think that's interesting. I'm not sure if I agree with that much of a jump. Maybe -1 was too low, but -5 seems extra. But goals conceded gone from -2 to -4. Like we said, we think that's going to be pretty big and impactful. Possession lost, obviously, now is only -0.6. Like we said, fullbacks should benefit from that. Attempted assists is now gone from 2 to 3. Accurate passes has been nerfed, and so has final third passes. So overall, I mean, like Georgie says, it basically kind of means that players, defenders defending on good teams that don't concede many goals are going to benefit from this massively, aren't they, really? And specifically fullbacks on those teams, you'd like to think Hakimi's, Nuno Mendes, those type of players, Sergio Gomez. I'm trying to think of more now. Give me some more names. But yeah, teams that don't generally concede that many goals but play fullback used to lose the ball a lot, so they were not that great. Now are just a lot better, right? It's kind of what we're getting at, Georgie. Yeah, I can agree with that, but then you need to give more rewards so people can compete. In my opinion, -3 would have been better. Yeah, I think -4 is a stretch on the goals conceded. -3, like you said, kind of makes more sense. David Taylor says, yeah, Gusto, Trent, Brent. Yeah, that makes sense. Francisco, hi mate, nice chat yesterday. Love from Portugal. Francisco, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining the stream. It was really nice to speak to you yesterday on Discord. Martin Cooper, Kai Wagner explosion. Very true. Very well might be a thing. I tell you who is going to explode. Let me present him to you. I'm not sure why this is glitching out so much, but my boy, where's he to? Where is he? There he is, even though he's up for sale. Nico Williams. I know he's playing in the Premier League now, but as a fullback, an attacking right wing back, could we see the boy benefit from this matrix change? Jay Vic's in the building. Jay Vic, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. I do have a rare somewhere as well. That's up for sale. You know what? I might take that off just in case. And you know what? I'm taking off the super rare as well. Fullbacks are king now, baby. I was tempted to sell my Sergio Gomez, but now with this new news, I know he's injured. Oh, I'm not sure where he is. With the new news, of fullbacks kind of becoming less dead. Yeah, he's probably going to have to stay with me now, isn't he? Okay, hi, Mai. Very discouraged that the increasing tax on being good, great player on the not best team is in least competitive league. Yeah, that's an issue. I think for like players who have lower budgets, they tend to go for players like you've just mentioned, hi, Mai. And maybe that is a little bit unfair to a certain degree. We'll have to see how it plans out. But yeah, I do kind of think that is a little bit cheeky from them being Sorare. Okay, midfielders and forwards. We received your feedback. A slight imbalance between defensive midfielders and offensive midfielders as defensive actions were not rewarded enough. A slight imbalance between wingers and strikers as wingers score fewer decisives than strikers. We made slight changes to answer these three concerns. Increase the bonus for interceptions. I think that they should have said for forwards in there from 0 to 3, and then duels from 0.5 to 0.8. So midfielders. Okay, so the changes are fouls are now -1. So, your defense, even attacking midfielders who give away cheap fouls, they could add up if you're giving away 2 or 3 or 4 a game. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Error led to shot is now 0.3. You'd hope your midfielders aren't really in the position to be giving away that many shots, from the opposition. But yeah, that's still a lot, -3. Okay, duels lost is now minus 0.8 from 0.5. And then duels 1 is also 0.8. So that's the same, effectively. And then interceptions have gone from 2 to 3. So interceptions now are worth the same as a tackle, which I do like. Chargy says, if you stack a goalkeeper and defender, 1 goal conceded is -56. Mental. Wow. So could we now see the change or the flipping in of like defensive stacks? Do you think there may be a thing of the past in terms of like, is the upside not enough? You know what I'm saying? Like before you would get like the plus, you still get it, the +10 from, the defender and the +25 for a goalkeeper. But now is it kind of just not worth stacking a defender and a goalkeeper together, if that makes sense? Jargy says, oh, that's defender. Okay, that makes sense. Mali's in the building. What's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. Okay, interceptions, like I said, 2 to 3. Missed passes have changed from 0.2 to 0.3. Okay, so other than that, midfielders aren't going to see crazy differences. It's just the defensive midfielders, I guess, who are, intercepting a lot more. That is going to be where they're going to, increase their scores, I guess. And then forwards, so fouls are now -0.5, where they were 0. Error led to shot for a forward is -3. And then duels lost is -1. Duels won is 1. And then interception has gone from 0 to 3. I think that's really, really nice, to be honest. Even though tackles are still 0, interceptions are now 3. So basically, any forwards that intercept a lot are going to be very good, basically. Hi, might as well go broke with the stack. Theo and Alba, yeah, they could be very nice this season. Being fullbacks, David says average defenders from top teams will be more expensive than top defenders from bad teams. Yeah, that's probably a good way to summarize it, to be fair. Alex, don't like the changes with goalkeepers now losing points for conceding goals. Shitty move. Yeah, I think that is just too much, isn't it, Al, to be fair? Like, not only you conceding, like when you concede 3, you get your -20 for the negative decisive. Now you're getting another, was it -9 on top of that? That's a lot, isn't it? David says CDMs who dominate duels and interceptions benefit, but not by much. Maybe the likes of Syweld, Kone, Sangare gain a few points. Yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully my Florentino Luis can gain a few points as well. Nathan Bradshaw, the defender -4 should make you care about how the team as a whole is performing rather than just your individual player. Yeah, that's a good point. Good observation, Nathan, to be fair. It is now becoming more of like an individualistic thing in terms of like, yeah, you're picking a player from a team, but now it's like, well, hang on a minute. Do I pick that player now because his team's performing really bad? They're conceding 2 to 3 every game. Yet my defender is normally or would have been scoring well under the old matrix. So the impact, we carefully tested these changes to make sure these fix possible scoring imbalances without creating new ones. One of the main focuses was to monitor the impact on the average score of players and limit big variations. For midfielders and forwards, the scoring changes will have minimal impact on scores. I think that was, I mean, without even doing the numbers, you can kind of work that out. The impact will be bigger for goalkeepers and defenders, and we believe this is the right direction for healthy long-term gameplay. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, the score distributions. So what we're saying there is 60%. I can't even read that. It's a bit blurry, isn't it? Okay, average score changes. 3%. Also +5. Only 3% of goalkeepers get a +5. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't seem like changes are going to change things much. Only 1% of defenders are going to get, is that -4, -3s? And then only 1% of defenders are only getting a boost of 4 to 5. 3% are getting a boost from 3 to 4. 9% a boost from 2 to 3 points. Okay, that's interesting. Foythi, any change to take goalkeepers away from a two-tone 35/60 score is a good one for me. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Alex, generally pretty positive about the platform, but these changes scream to me that they are looking to save on new users earning thresholds with cheap players. Yeah, it's a great shout out, to be fair. I didn't think of that or looking at it that way. David says, yeah, defensive stack, goalkeeper, defender will lose 11 points for every goal. Yeah, defensive stacks are gone, I think. It just don't make sense, does it? Really, I just don't see the upside at all. Like, there was upside before because you didn't concede that many points for conceding goals, under 3 goals as a goalkeeper, but now it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. We understand that these changes may impact your strategies, and we want to give managers ample time to plan and adapt. We'll be rolling out this update scoring matrix for Game Week 300 starting August 26th. Please continue to share your feedback on our scoring model. We will commit to improving the model over the year. Excuse me. Thanks to your knowledge and feedback, we can build the most comprehensive scoring matrix in fantasy football. I don't know about that. I'm kind of on Alex's side a little bit. Dobbins, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit scared for the gap, in terms of like really good players to like okay players is just kind of just ballooned, hasn't it, really? Especially in the goalkeeper and defender categories. One thing I don't understand in Sorare with goalkeepers is why do we not have big chance saved? We have -5 for forwards if they miss, but why not +5 for keepers if they save it? That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Alves, realistic clean sheet or go to sleep. Yeah, that's basically the way our weekends are going to look. Timing is horrific. First ever attempt to sell out. Interesting. Jonathan, having 2 midfielders and 2 forwards as the extra has to be the play now, in my opinion. Think defenders have taken a hit. Yeah, it is seeming that way, Jonathan, to be fair. I mean, yeah, it does seem that way, but then I think, if you are able to play fullbacks now, albeit they probably have to be on a decent enough team, I'm not saying that outweighs it, but it does give you an extra option. I'm not saying that 2 defenders is definitely the way to go because it doesn't sound like it is, but the fact that you can now use fullbacks a lot more easier, whatever the word is, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Tom says, wonder if the -3 for goalkeepers conceding only counts for the first and second goals conceded, and then just the third is the negative decisive. Yeah, that's a good point, Tom. That's something that might need clarifying, actually. David says, your Salzburg, Ajax, Celtic, Liverpool defenders should all benefit massively, as people are now saying low to mid-table teams will struggle to maintain higher scores to compete. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, David. Foythi, if your defender keeps a clean sheet, the upside is massive with the reduced possession lost. I wouldn't say the upside is massive. It might be massive for a fullback that keeps a clean sheet, but for a normal defender, like a centre back, they don't tend to give the ball away that much. Don't get me wrong, there's a benefit. I don't know if it's like that significant or that or that worth it to play. Basically, if with the downside of conceding so many goals and getting penalised for those goals being conceded. But I definitely get your point, Josh, for sure. Jargy, I have a Union Berlin stack for the midweek, and I really hope they can keep some clean sheets. Jargy, I really do hope they keep some clean sheets for you as well. Tom says, I'll let you know when my goalie plays. He's shit. Okay, yeah, this is really interesting. I'm going to have a look on Twitter to see what's going on here. Andrew Lear's trying to clickbait us. What if I told you the new scoring matrix actually hurt Trent? Just kidding. Due to cheat code. Yeah, I mean, very easy to work that one out. Huge points from Pudini. 3-man defensive stacks are now an incredibly risky option. Minus 11 points for every goal conceded. Yeah, we've mentioned that on stream already, to be fair. John says it's Trent Alexander-Arnold season. Leicester sign one of my under-23 goalkeepers, please. Ooh, Schmeichel has joined Nice, apparently. Or agreed to join Nice. Okay. See if there's any other news flying around on Twitter. Okay, doesn't look like there's much. Okay, lads. Let's check. Tom, David, why don't they change the player with penalty awarded? They don't get points if the penalty is missed. Still dumb. David, I completely agree with you. I can't believe they still haven't done that. David Taylor said the same thing as well. Doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. I've mentioned it for ages. If you win a penalty, you don't get the decisive if the person who took the penalty misses the penalty. Doesn't make too much sense, to be completely honest, why they haven't changed that. I think that's just an obvious one. Like, it's just so plain and obvious. Very strange. Very, very strange. I'm very interested to see how the market does react to all this news, to be fair. I don't know why it keeps refreshing like that. It's really annoying. Has anyone snapped up the Gomez's? Nope. Yeah, it is really interesting to see, or to really foresee what is going to happen when everyone sort of realizes what has taken place. I think we can see the gap really, really, widening for sure. David says, plus the defender always has penalty conceded, even if the penalty is missed. Is so backwards. Yeah, that's the point I missed as well. Yeah, good job, David. Tom says, have fun. My battery about to die. Good luck this game week. Good luck, Tom. Thank you for joining us. Do really appreciate it. Jargy, it does make sense in my opinion. It is like an assist. You can assist with no goal, and that is why you don't get 2 decisives when you score a penalty. You've got, I don't know. It's either you. I'm trying to think now. If your player wins a penalty and it misses, it's technically not an assist because he hasn't scored. Okay, but the defender still loses a negative. The defender still gets a negative decisive, regardless, right? Is that what we're saying? I think that's what we're saying. This guy's after my card. Not happening. Let me. My brain's not working right now. I'm trying to work out. What Jargy's saying there. It is very, very interesting. I'm very, very excited to see how this is really going to affect going forward. Like I said, it doesn't come into effect for 9 game weeks, to be fair, 26th of August. So I'm just really, really excited to see how this sort of plans out. Might have a little look at my gallery and see how that's going to affect things going forward with a few of my boys. Shao Victor, is that really going to... I mean, you'd like to think Benfica are going to keep quite a few clean sheets. David says, just keep it simple. You win a pen, then you get a decisive, irrespective of the result. The same as a defender having the negative, even if it is scored/missed. Georgie says, yes, the negative decisive for the defender is the problem, in my opinion, if the penalty isn't scored. Yeah, I kind of am agreeing with Georgie with that one. I think it should be, if it's not scored, then the defender doesn't get a negative decisive. That's kind of the way I'd look at that. I'm hoping Yusuf Fofana could come good with this matrix change, being like a defensive-ish midfielder. Again, it's not really going to matter too much. Okay, nothing much going down here. Kakare, maybe. Interceptions get him a little bit of a boost. I do worry about my defenders though, a little bit. Badiashile, is he nerfed a little bit now? I guess, possession lost is basically half for him, even though he's not a fullback. Yeah, just got to hope, one, he stays at Monaco, and two, Monaco keep a load of clean sheets, basically. It's kind of the way that will have to plan out for me. Eric Garcia, not sure how that's going to plan out. Enzo Fernandez, I'm hoping it benefits Nico Williams, like I mentioned. I think there could be a benefit there of somewhat. Seo Young Woo, maybe Seo Young Woo's just gone like crazy OP. I guess he doesn't really give the ball away that much anyway, but being a fullback that does lose the ball from time to time, I think that could benefit him. Okay. Is Big Wesley Fofana nerfed? Maybe. Yeah, I do hope to see a positive change in Sergio Gomez. That's probably the only one that I'm kind of really excited for. With the whole possession loss is only 0.6 now. Yeah, I think that is going to really help him, I imagine. Francisco, well, for Sorare, in my honest opinion, it's better since normally we don't go game week to game week buys, and now this might become a factor due to game week matchups could be a huge factor. Yeah, maybe we might see a lot more short-term trading, as Francisco says, especially with defenders. Yeah, so maybe you'll either see a lot more short-term trading, or you're going to see a lot more galleries with like stacked defensive options, in the sense that they might have, I don't know, way more defenders than they would normally have had to then play the matchup that given week. You know what I'm saying? Rather than having to sell in and out of them. Just holding way more than you, maybe not way more, but just more than you usually would. So that means when it does come to a given game week, you have way more options, and hopefully there's a good matchup within those, that roster of defenders that you do have. David says, good point. It does feel like with the new specialist tournaments and these matrix changes will create a lot of movement in the market. Ross Henderson, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. Ross says Ignace Bremt is the new Dani Alves, apparently. Hey, mate, they want to give us some time, so it starts game week 300. Yeah, maybe fullbacks is the way to go. It's maybe completely flipped on us in terms of before they effectively weren't playable outside of like Trent and Hakimi. Now it seems like they could be the meta. Georgie, I think we might see the price of midfielders go up. Georgie, why do you think that? I'm interested to see your point of view on that one. Why would you say that, Georgie? Looking at the matrix for midfielders, I don't think much has changed. Is that the reason why you think they've gone up, or you think they'll go up because not much has really changed? Quiddy, what's going on, mate? Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well, mate. How are you finding these changes? Are you overall positive? Overall negatively impacting your gallery? What do you think? Yeah, I don't think it'll make, like they said, they ran the numbers. It didn't seem like it's going to make a massive difference. I do think double defenders and defensive stacks with two defenders and a goalkeeper is very risky from now on. The high-end goalkeepers have become even more high-end. Georgie says, I believe defenders was the way to go. Now it is two midfielders, in my opinion. Okay, that makes sense. Hatate season, baby. It's Hatate season. Quinn dog, love it. Francisco, I think what he means is less position extra is going to be defender and could be mid attacker. Yeah, that makes sense, Francisco. Sorry, maybe I misread that. Yeah, you're probably not going to see double defensive stacks. If you are, they're not going to be two defenders from the same team. Yeah, you're probably more likely to see another midfielder or another forward. And funny you said that, actually. That's really, I mean, I think I've changed it. I was going to say, I was doing my teams for game week 292. They're not like fully done, but I'm just sort of playing around with things. And I think I've gone with a few. Yeah, I've gone with a double forward. I've gone with double forward here. I have gone double defender here, actually, but the thing doesn't come in place until game week 300, so it doesn't really make much difference. But yeah, forward thinking from me. I'm only joking. Like I said, it doesn't even come into play. Ross, yeah, 3 defensive stacks will lose 11 points per goal conceded. Yeah, that's just way too much. I just don't see the upside of playing a defensive stack, really, or like a triple defensive stack, like you just mentioned. Jargy, yeah, Hatate defenders big now. I have his beautiful limited jersey, man. Let's go, Jargy. Ross says double forward could be a vibe. I think it could be the vibe. It seems like the most risk adverse, maybe. You know, as long as if you can get forwards that intercept a lot, I don't know how I'm going to find this data, but there could be some merit in playing, forwards that intercept a lot. I'm not sure how in the world I'm going to get this up, but we're going to try to. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to. I mean, this is probably not going to work out, is it? We'll just have to pick one and see. We'll just see what Neymar does. Let's see how many times. Can you even see the breakdown? I don't even think you can you? Or can you? No, I don't think you can. Right, what am I missing here? Defenders playing DM, Stankovic. Interesting. Forwards are still going to need goals to score to be effective. Yeah, that's fair enough, Josh. That does obviously make a lot of sense. David, -1 point for duel lost, going to hurt. Foythi, if you've got forwards that do a lot, then yeah, great. Nah, Josh, not the pressers. 3 points per interception, dual boost 2. So yeah, if your forwards are very high pressing and very active in that sense, maybe players like Maeda, I don't know, for Celtic, then you could probably see an increase on their AA game. Oh yeah, Jargy said Maeda himself. I didn't even look at that, Jargy, to be fair. I'm not copying what you said. That just came to mind. Francisco, it's going to be a big risk, big reward, actually, the 3 defender stack. Sure, -11 points for every goal that is scored, but could also see the positive, less people risking when they get the clean sheet, the huge upside. Quinny says, all forwards playing in midfield. Ooh, could we see Zion Fleming to the moon, Quindog? Jonathan says, been looking at midfielders with typical number 10 rule. They will be absolutely killed with the -1 point for dual loss. Don't like it at all. Forwards aren't going to get 30, 40 game from interceptions and duels, surely. No, I agree with that, Josh. There's no way they do, is there? Jonathan, don't really like this update at all, not going to lie. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. Yeah, there's definitely going to be people out there that aren't going to enjoy it. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Let's just give it a chance. They said they've run the numbers, and it doesn't seem like that these scores really vary that much from what they were before. Josh says, I can't find any forwards that average more than like 1.5 interceptions per game. Interesting. Midfielders lose a lot of duels, going to kill AAs for the typical creative players. Yeah, that is something we have to be wary of for sure. I don't know, all this talk though, it just kind of makes me feel like, not all the talk, but bits of this talk kind of makes me feel like the game's just a little bit more balanced in a weird way, especially for like midfielders and stuff. Chrissy, try midfielders, Josh, and see if any have forward cards. Yeah, that could be the play. Playing a forward that is actually a midfielder, because then he's getting his 3 points for the interception. Obviously, you won't be getting anything for the for tackles one. But yeah, that could be interesting. How much is it? Well, I don't know, because the duels lost for forwards is higher than midfielders. Coltrane says Suslov could be interesting. Yeah, definitely thrown a spanner in the works, haven't they? To be fair, yeah, the drama on Twitter. Dalboy says forwards still don't get a point for tackles, which is interesting. Big Tatty's in training with his new club, Girona. Yeah, well, I just wonder how this is going to affect a lot of these players. You just have to let it play out sometimes and see how it sort of plans out and happens in real life. It's all good and well, and looking at past data, but new season, there's there's going to be loads of new variations and in scoring and stuff. What's this now? Foythy says Hatate is the obvious one. Quinny, pressing forwards and mids that have forward cards except can maybe get an extra 3 to 9 points net realistically if the net duels is 0. Jonathan says he doesn't like the duel. Yeah, they're so subjective, duels, aren't they? I really don't like them. Quinny says winning a foot race can even count. Yeah, it's interesting. It is very interesting when it comes to duels. It's very hard to really pinpoint. What is a duel and kind of what isn't, and what's then one lost, and then what's one. Yeah, it's definitely thrown a spanner in the works. I can tell you that. Kimmich is probably still going to be Kimmich, isn't he? To be fair. Players like Carlos Heel that might not win that many duels. They're going to be, they're going to be nerfed somewhat. I guess he'll probably just make up for it with his AA game, with his attacking game. Joshy's on. Joshy's off. Quinny's off. Right, appreciate it, lads. Thank you for popping in. J. Cole says Maeda for the foot race wins. Jargy says from what I can see, Griezmann is the forward with the most interceptions. That's interesting. What is FBTEF? I'm wondering what that platform is. I'd like to see. I'd like to see what that is, to be fair. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining the chat, or joining in on the chat. Jargy, what platform is that? FBref. It's a site with lots of stats. Okay, Quinny, Atleti defend from the front. Half of my ass off. Yeah, maybe like a Mateus Cunha, João Felix. Do they come into the question? Jeff says Atleti forward season. Hi, Mai. I'm having a lot of trouble seeing how this can emphasize goalkeeper performance. Seems more like the performance of people around them. Well, that's the thing. As a goalkeeper, you're only as good as your defense, if we're completely honest. So I guess that is more realistic because it's more of a team game now, in terms of how the scoring matrix is kind of planned out. Jeff says Felix 6th again, please. We might see that. We might see that very soon. That is interesting. I'm going to type in, what's J. Cole? Am I the only one that doesn't like defenders, goalkeepers? Will lose more every goal conceded now. Yeah, it does seem like the defensive stack isn't the way to go anymore, really. I think it's minus 11 points for every goal conceded if you have a defender or 2 defenders and 1 goalkeeper from the same team. So that doesn't sound great, to be fair. Quinny says passing's massive for some goalkeepers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Diego Costa's has really good passing stats, I think, from what I remember last season. So have a look on the sofa. How can we see this? We'll go. We'll just go here. Oh, we could just look at his overall stats for the season. So is that an average of 40 touches per game? 24 accurate passes per game, 21 in his own half, 3 in the opposition's half. So you're looking at 1.5 points for each final third ball, technically. Long ball, 7.2. Okay. What is this now? Jeff said harder to hit thresholds. Yeah, maybe, Jeff. Someone did mention that in the comments earlier. I think that is definitely something to look into. Mignon is a good example. I'll have a look at Mignon now. Big Mike. Big Hall, Hart, CCV, and Starfeld play it out from the back. Almost every game should be decent. As far as stacks go, you still need a clean sheet to get a good prize, so that won't matter much. Defensive stacks hurt threshold teams. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, to be fair, going with two cheapish defenders now for threshold does become a lot harder. Quinny and the good actual goalkeepers have a nice boost on good stuff and a wee haircut on the negatives. If the goal is to become more 80 capable, then I think then this might be it. Yeah, it's a fair summarization of goalkeepers improving their capabilities. Now he played in Serie A last season. Okay, so touches again similar. 23. Yeah, very goalkeeper. Well, he has very similar stats to Diego Costa. A little bit less on accurate long balls, a little bit more on opposition's half, and a little bit lower on own half balls. So yeah, I just don't think these points are going to be they're not going to add up that much. Coltrane said, is VVD a good passer? Have a look now. Spelled it wrong, so I'm just going to go with Genk. Shock, I picked the game that Toblason played in. Let's have a look. Pro League last season. Okay, touches 42, 25 accurate passes per game. Own half, yeah, very similar. All these seem very, very similar to Mignon stats, to Diego Costa's. I just don't see it really affecting them that much, to be honest. What's this now? Bob Flynn, Andre Blake, and Sean Johnson will get solid boosts from the passing. Yeah, Bob Flynn, that's a good shout, to be fair, especially with Sean Johnson. Hi, my VDV is only good passer. On decent team, this update is specific for him. Just Van der Voort just was in on the consultational meetings with Sorare for this matrix change to help him get better scores is the new conspiracy theory. Okay, that's interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm really excited to see how this all plays out. Yeah, we're probably going to leave it there, guys. We've been going 55 minutes, to be fair. Yeah, do really appreciate all your input in the comments. Yeah, it's been a really good discussion. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, lads, leave a like if you did enjoy. I do have another video going out later on. So yeah, look out for that if you're interested. Limited video. Raymond said he just joined. Raymond, no! I'm sorry, mate. Well, you can watch it back. But yeah, really good discussion. Really, really, really informative. Really do appreciate all your help, guys. And yeah, catch you Thursday probably for a lineup builder. Quinny, if you're up for an appearance, more than happy to join up. And yeah, Really do appreciate it, lads. I'll see you Thursday. Video going out later, though. Please do check it out. And yeah, wicked discussion.